Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to the very next episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode number 34, and in this episode, we're going to be taking on the Nidorino Battle Bingo card. Yes, and I said that in my sexy voice, like this. Just kidding, that's not my sexy voice, that's my creepy stalker voice. Yes, I do have one of those, by the way. Okay, so Nidorino is a poison type, which means that he's only going to be effective on grass types, which also in itself poses a problem because that means that we have a higher chance of also fighting a grass type who's also poison type, which can be tricky. Yes. Alright, well, we're going to start with the EP plus 2 panel and just give both of them to Nidorino and start off with one extra EP, net EP that is. Let's see, we're going to take on the ground panel next to that first. Why are we doing that? Because we're going to catch this Golem, and I chose this panel because Golem is awesome, and out of all of the ground type panels that are here, Golem is the least likely to die, so we like that. We like least likely to die. I wish I was voted least likely to die in high school. That would be so cool. So cool. Okay, so this poison type block has an Ekans, and all of the poison type Pokemon on this card only know Sludge Bomb, so the only thing you have to really worry about with Sludge Bomb is the poisoning effect, especially if you have a ground type, because Sludge Bomb is not going to be very effective, and they already have very high defenses to begin with, so Sludge Bomb would not do that much damage anyway, and it's just a bonus that it's not very effective. Ekans goes down, and we'll use Golem to take on this poison area too. Poison area. Ha! I meant poison square. And it's Grimer. Grimer is very, very annoying because it's so bulky. I just hate fighting Grimers and Mucks because they never go down in one hit to anything. So, I was thinking about catching it because of how bulky it was, but there's no need to catch another poison type. The only reason would be to just have some extra EPs, like free ones pretty much. But it's not worth it because we already have Nidorino. And Nidorino is awesome. Much better than freaking Grimer. Yo. Okay, we'll take on this grass block with Nidorino. And it's a Chikorita, so we're in luck. It's not a poison type, which means we should be able to take it out in one hit with Sludge Bomb. Even though, well, maybe not one hit. I'm not sure yet, because this Chikorita is pretty bulky. Chikoritas in general just have higher defense, so we'll go for the Sludge Bomb. I also thought about catching it, but nah, I decided not to. The one downside that we do have with Golem being our ground-type Pokemon is that it's also part rock, which makes it weak to other ground-type moves. So if we were to use it in another battle against a ground-type, it wouldn't fare so well. Alright, so we're going to battle this grass-type, and we're going to have to catch it. So I used Nidorino's last EP, and we're going to use our Master Ball to catch Mr. Trico. I love Trico because he's so fast. He is kind of fragile, though, so he can't take a lot of hits. Yeah, he can't take a lot of hits, even with attacks that are not very effective. He still can't take that many hits. Normally it's only like 2, so you still need to be careful. Trico is not your free pass. Not at all, not at all. We'll use Trico to flip over the question mark panel and get an extra EP. Oh, it's plus 2? Oh no, it's plus 1, plus we got this bingo, so we get an extra EP. Yeah, we got bingo, B-I-N-G-O. Okay, so I guess I'll give one to Nidorino and another to Nidorino, which makes 2 for Nidorino. Yo. I couldn't think of anything else that rhymed, which is pretty sad because there's so many words in the English language that end with O. Seedot is the grass type in the bottom left-hand corner. And, of course, we chose Nidorino to battle this block because we're not stupid at all. No. And C-Dot is, yeah, just not okay with Sludge Bomb. Just hasn't come to terms with it. He's dead. And we're going to go for the bingo with the ground type in the bottom right-hand corner, and it's a Sandshrew. So, not entirely sure that Trico can knock it out with 1 Giga Drain, but we'll see. It is definitely going to be faster because Trico's awesome and is so fast. Oh, and it does kill him in 1 hit. Just surprising, because Trico doesn't have the highest special attack, and Sandshrew isn't, like, I don't know, isn't really fragile when it comes to special attacks like a lot of ground types are. It doesn't always just go down in 1 hit to everything under the sun, mainly because it's also not ground, it is ground type. Don't listen to me, it's not rock type in addition to the ground type. That's really what causes a lot of these ground types so much trouble, is because the rock ground dual type combination is one of the worst ever created, because it just opens up so many weaknesses for it. And the 2 quad weaknesses to grass and water, just not cool. Not cool. It's almost not worth the immunity to electricity, if you ask me. But no one asks me anything because no one cares about me, so I'm moving on. Alright, so what do we have here? We have 1 EP left and no real way to get bingo. So we're just going to take on this grass type block. And I lied about not getting bingo, by the way. I don't know why I said that. Probably just drunk on life. This is the only way to get bingo. So we'll use Sludge Bomb on Sunkern, which statistically is officially the worst Pokemon ever created. From a statistical standpoint, of course, but still, it's just an interesting little fact that Sunkern is even worse than Magikarp, per se. Because Magikarp's pretty darn bad. We'll use Trico to take on the ground type in the top right-hand corner. And it's Phanpy, which, again, is a pretty bulky ground type. Doesn't go down in 1 hit to a lot of things. So, we're going to be testing our luck here with a Giga Drain. And, nope, not quite. We'll be hoping that Earthquake doesn't knock out Trico with a critical hit, which it doesn't look like it's going to. But the fact that it still took away half of its health should really say something. 1, to Phanpy's attack power, and secondly, to Trico's lack of defense. It's just kind of astonishing, especially because they're both baby Pokemon. I can understand if one was a Don fan and, you know, we had Trico out there, but it's kind of crazy. So we get the double bingo there with the horizontal, not the horizontal, I can't think. Oh my god, I need to not be sick anymore. The diagonal and vertical bingos. There we go, that was actually correct. Yay me! Yay! Okay, so we'll use Trico to take on the ground type above where we caught Trico originally. We have Onix. Just kind of scary because chances are Onix is going to be faster than Trico because Onix is pretty darn fast for a rock type. It trades off its attack power for extra speed, yo. But wasn't enough to knock out Trico. It wouldn't have even been enough even with a critical hit. So, take that, you big dummy. Onix still does go down in 1 hit to Giga Drain, however, and he grew tired and fled. What a loser. Okay, so we have to get past 2 more blocks here to make it official. Tangela! Tangela is very bulky as far as physical attacks go, so it can withstand a lot of physical damage. Hopefully not more than 1 Sludge Bomb. Ah, yeah, more than 1 Sludge Bomb. That wasn't even close. I hate you, Tangela. Tangela serves no purpose pre-4th generation when it got its evolution. That's what I'm sticking by, because nobody ever used Tangela before it got an evolution. I mean, it did desperately need one, and it also desperately needed one that wasn't Tangrowth, because Tangrowth really isn't that good either. I mean, it does have its uses, like any Pokemon, I suppose, but it's just I don't know. It's bad, in my opinion. Okay, so I guess we're going to give our EP from the bingo to Golem, because we have a poison type left. But we're going to be badass and get the double bingo beforehand by unlocking the Master Ball there. And we'll give the EPs to Nidorino and Golem. And then we'll fight the poison type with Golem yet again. And it's a Seviper, which is actually a pretty cool Pokemon. I like Seviper, even though I don't really like poison types so much. There's a select few that I do like. And the Zubat family is one of those, obviously, since I chose it for my team in the main storyline. Seviper is another one of those. I think Seviper would be awesome if it did have an evolution. Because, I don't know, I mean, either that or give Arbok another evolution. That would be freaking awesome, because I love Arbok. Just saying. Let's just not get it carried away with the Gulpins, because Gulpin sucks. Everything sounds better with an Italian accent. Yo. Okay, so we got 330 Poke Coupons because we didn't use the last Master Ball, which is awesome. And we're going to get 2 Ethers, which we're never going to use and probably sell. Yay. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for episode 35. Game on.